welcome back to the Devil in the Details. It's been a minute. Quick audio check. Can you hear me clearly, guys? Yeah, you can hear me clearly. Good. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I ain't done a live stream in a long time. Long time. But it's good to be back doing a live stream. We're going to be reviewing the Arsenal game. That's why my boy Agal is here. And then we're going to preview the Nottingham Forrest game in the League Cup tomorrow. That's why my man NK down there at the bottom, man. We'll have a few more people joining us later as well. Agal, you must be feeling. Come on, man. You must be on cloud nine after that victory and that performance.
You know what? I'm very happy, but of course, the thing is, realistically, we're just a better team at this moment in time, and the way that we performed, we showed it. You guys were resilient. You guys gave us a fight, and it was a good game. It was a good game to watch overall, and I'm just happy with my team getting the 3 points and continuing where we are in the league table, at the top of the table, fighting for that league.
In that first half, what were you thinking when Rashford scores that goal? Like at that moment, what are you thinking?
It does. It's what I was thinking was, you know what, we're 1-0 down, but we got to take the mentality that we're gonna get it back ASAP. We're gonna get it back because I know the moment we go down, we face adversity, we come back right away. And that you've seen the moment we conceded that goal, it was like we switched into a gear. We knew that we were trying to hunt for that goal, and then Shaka gets the opportunity to cross it in. Eddie Nketiah gets the header, and you're like, you know what? I think you guys kind of got shocked where that goal came from because I don't know if you expected Eddie Nketiah to get a goal like that. And then it kind of just opened up. It just opened up the game for us. And then Bukayo Saka gets his goal. And that goal was a wonderful goal. Obviously, backing off from Ericsson, and then bum, he scores it. I don't think De Gea could have done much, even though at first I thought De Gea could have positioned himself better to stop it. But when I watched it again, it was pretty close to a corner, and he almost scored the same goal again. So our relentless
Yeah,
pressure,
Ericsson got a little bit of a block on it, didn't he? From what I remember. Yeah.
yeah, that one and hit the outside of the post. So it's like I'm just saying to myself, I knew we were gonna win. I never really thought you guys were gonna go win in the game, especially in the second half when you guys went into a shell and just said, you know what, we're gonna protect the lead. That's what it felt like, and we were hunting for that goal. And if it wasn't for Trossard, bro, we don't go and get that second goal. Trossard made a big difference in the game, even though he didn't directly get a goal or an assist. If it was his pass to Zinchenko that opened up the game
Yeah.
for Zinchenko to get wide open for the pass to Odegaard that then was flicked on to Eddie Nketiah. Now, and to start that whole play, Trossard picked up the ball from our half. I mean, from our box, and drove it all the way up the pitch in the first place. So it's like little things like that you don't realize. And Martinelli didn't have the best of games, but you know what? Maybe I need to give Wan-Bissaka a little bit more credit because it wasn't that he was having
I'm
the
glad
best.
you said that because the difference between Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, Shaw at least, I mean, Wan-Bissaka at least was aggressive at times when he could be against Martinelli. Have you seen a fullback play like that against Saka at any point this season? Like to that degree, just back off for entire 90 minutes.
No, a lot of people have played like that. The only person who tried to go toe to toe with him, I don't know who. I don't remember anyone actually trying to go toe to toe with him. But Kawasaka really does get the respect of people. So there's going to be times where they back off, and there's going to be times where they double up. The thing is, you guys didn't really try to double up. You
Mm.
mostly just tried to keep him in front of you. The thing that I seen was your main assignment seemed to be Odegaard at times,
Yeah.
and and with Odegaard being your main assignment, Odegaard takes up a lot of positions similar to Saka.
I
So
don't
you're
think
gonna
Odegaard had a good game, but he didn't have to. Didn't
he
have to have
he
a good
had
game.
he had a bad first half. Second half he kind of came alive. I felt like as the whole team did.
But he was decent. He didn't have to be anywhere near his level that we've seen, which is a compliment to Arsenal and how good your team is.
No,
What do they
because
say? They say,
Zinchenko was the real man of the match when it
yeah,
comes to midfield.
playmaker.
Imagine it just goes to show how little of a threat you guys had on that right flank from Anthony, with our left back being the most impactful player in our midfield.
Well,
You're
this is what I want to throw to NK. You see, in that first game, NK, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think we were doing a watch along, or maybe I had just a space open at the time. And I remember Arsenal fans saying, "We're playing into Man United's hands. We're playing into Man United's hands." And the reason why they said that is because at Old Trafford, it was obvious when Arsenal had the ball, we carried a counter-attacking threat that was serious, and they could see we're open. If they get the counter-attack right, they're going to carve us up, and that's what we did. When you were watching this game, were you disappointed in the second half? We just had no threat. on a counter attack at all.
Yeah, the second half was very weird because watching the first half, you just thought, okay, second half we can do something, but from the second half, there was just no counter-attacking threat. They kept on like pinning us back, and I think the only thing that you could see that we just wanted to just get the ball to Rashford. That's all. That was the only outlet that we had to, and Waycross too. He kept on dropping deep that even when he had a ball, there was so much for him to do that they just kept pinning us back, man. Even when we went to 2-2, I got to be honest with you, I still wasn't confident of us holding the lead. I just wasn't confident of us holding the lead at all, man. And I was just looking at the bench thinking, okay, bring Garnacho on, because I thought maybe if Garnacho come on, we would have had like more kind of like counter-attacking threats. But the manager just didn't do that kind of like change too. And at that point, it was one of those ones we were just a sitting duck, just a sitting duck, just like a calamity waiting to happen, man. So when the third goal came, I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't surprised at all.
I'm surprised it took that long. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's the hope that kills you. I remember at one point just being like, just hurry up and score, because I know you're going to score. Like, why are you dragging it out? Like, you're blatantly going to score. There's no way you can play this well and not even have a big opportunity, a clear one. Because it was a weird game where they kept getting into the penalty box, but it was a lot of cutbacks.
Yeah.
Right? And that tells me it was calculated from Ten Hag. He was playing the odds, right? There was never a moment where that space between the back line, penalty spot, and goalkeeper was exposed, where they could get a tap in. That was never. But cutbacks, my God, I've never seen a team get so many. And when I was previewing the game, that's what I was worried about. Like, even from set pieces, like, you scored a lot of goals from the edge of the box. Like, Arsenal force you into your box, all of your players, and they leave a man outside and score from that situation as well. And they caught us out on that set piece. And
but you guys did good stopping Odegaard and Partey and even Zinchenko from taking those shots. Every time that we had a guy like right in front of the box able to take a shot, it was almost like those were being blocked. I think your two defenders had a decent game, and because they had a lot of work to do. But I would say when it comes down to cutbacks, those can get predictable after a while. It's on us. It's on us to have very what do you call it? Different variations on how to get into the attack. So that's what we did. And when Tomiyasu came on, I don't know if you guys realized, Ben White got subbed off at half. It wasn't because of Rashford matchup. It was more because of the yellow card. And what Tomiyasu did that Ben White wasn't doing, he was more meticulous with his overlaps. He was doing better overlaps. He was getting the ball in dangerous areas, and he's not really an attacking right back, but he got an assist for the second goal.
You know what bothered me as well? Now you said that, I just got a flashback, PTSD, where even when we went 2v2, we couldn't even do that properly. Like, there was a moment when you guys got round the outside and Tomiyasu, I don't know if it was Tomiyasu or Saka, I can't remember, but one of them got around the outside because we got confused about 2-on-2, and I was just like, did we even actually prepare for this game? What did you think, NK? Because for me, in that second half, we just looked like we had no ideas, like, at all. No. What did you think of Anthony coming off, actually? Because I felt like as soon as Anthony came off, we got worse.
Yeah, we got worse. It was similar to the Crystal Palace one too. When he came off too, we kind of like got worse too. Because one thing that Anthony he does well is that he protect the fullback, and when he normally go to protect the fullback, he normally kind of like tell them to kind of like stay so that he can actually like mark a specific zone. But once he went off there, and I think it was Shakhtar too kind of like was overloading that side too. Arsenal literally had the joy there too. Once Trossard came there too, so the overload on that side became too much. And Wan-Bissaka, I think position-wise, at times he didn't know whether to tuck in or whether to kind of like step outside. And I think he was very, very kind of like confused in terms of like who to mark. But the overload was too much for him, and there wasn't that much help too from our right-hand side to help him out too. So yeah, tactically, I think Tim Hag kind of like got it wrong with some of the substitution that he did around that time too. He really did, because defensively, Anthony was helping us. I mean, offensively, he wasn't really doing it a lot in the second half, but defensively, he was helping us. He was definitely helping us there.
We're going to have a go for another 5 minutes. This stream was actually supposed to be on a new platform that I'm a part of, Football Mazza Talks. but we're gonna actually upload this stream onto that channel tomorrow and start doing live streams in the future on that channel. We just couldn't access the channel today. I had no idea YouTube changed their live rules and you have to wait 24 hours before you do your first live. Really, really weird. But in the comments there, I've just shared the link to the Football Mazza Talks page. So do me a big favor, if you're watching live, if you're watching this after the stream, click on that link, please, and make sure you go follow that page and hit the notification bell. And yes, you could be aware of all the things we're going to be doing on that platform. Just seen a comment coming from Joseph. I'll read it out now. I'll put it on the screen as well. I ain't done this in a while. This is really weird. I'm usually just there. I don't have to be the host. Do you think Ten Hag needs more players comfortable in possession? I feel like a lot of us always seem to take the wrong decision and panic when under pressure. Yeah, which brings me to, I think Arteta got the better of Ten Hag tactically, especially in the second. In the second half, he left him for dead. In the first half, it was a bit more competitive. And you speak about that possession. For me, we are better when we go for the throw. When we go after the team, we go for teams as quickly as possible. We don't let you get back into your shape and we expose whatever space is available. Don't care whether you're in a high press, mid block, low block. You shift out for a moment, we get it back. Whatever the scenario, that's where we're dangerous. Workhorse makes us play a completely different way. He does classic 90s, early 2000s striker hold-up play. He puts it back into midfield. And then we keep the ball. And I think people were somewhat impressed by what we did at the base of the team, NK. Nice little triangles, we were patient. I felt like we were calm under pressure for the most part. I know Wan-Bissaka got caught out for the goal, but that didn't happen a lot in the first half. That's why I felt like people were being unfair to him. It's not like he got caught 3, 4, 5 times, like Ederson in the Tottenham game, who got caught out 2, 3 times, then he made a mistake for the goal. We were actually good in those situations. But I don't think we had a cutting edge, NK.
No, we didn't. We didn't. And you know what? I was even saying it, I felt like normally, as I said to you, we normally kind of like good when we play on the counter attack, you know. But I feel like with this game, the manager, I was saying it even to my friends, like we were set up to more kind of like impress the people that were watching than normally how play to our strength, you know, which is on the counter and on break. Because some of the stuff that we were doing, I haven't really seen us do that in previous games, you know, where we were trying to like build from the back. It's not something that I've seen us do, and we were doing that too. So after the game, you know, when you hear Thierry coming out to say, okay, I saw them go to sorry?
We trap you though. That it's a trap. It's a
no. So a goal. What he's talking about is, you see where that pattern of play where this one of our centre backs is close to the hay and the full back split.
I get that, but the whole thing is to give you a level of comfortability by basically
a goal is
lanes, letting you.
Wait. The point is, what we're saying as Man United fans is Ten Hag hasn't been doing that post the World Cup. He ain't been. In fact, even before the World Cup, the Aston Villa and Fulham game, he weren't doing this. We ain't seen these patterns of play in months. So at the back end of a long week, where you've had in the build-up Everton and Charlton in the Cup, then you've got within 7 days those three teams. That's the game you bring back your Ajax playbook against Arsenal, and they've had 6 days to prepare for you.
Yeah, because we don't see that. That's stuff that we're trying to do. We don't see that.
We don't see it. I tell you, their hair has been going long for months and been getting away with it. Only recently some fans have been clipping them up on Twitter. But we haven't been doing that for a while. That's why we're surprised to go. Arsenal, you did what you were supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, straight away in the group chat, like, yo, I ain't seen this pattern of play since October, November.
The thing is, the whole counter, I want to get back on the counterpoint. We're actually not a team that is susceptible to the counter as much as people make it seem. The way that we usually concede goals is because of either one or two individual errors leading to a player having a pop shot like Rashford did, or a situation where like you guys did in the first goal with Anthony, where it's a really good piece of play from the opponent. There's not really a situation where we constantly get beat on the break. That's not a situation where Arsenal gets beat. So the fact is, the last game that we played was somewhat of an anomaly based on the fact of how we've played on the run of the season and how we've dealt with counters.
I want to get to something, because you see that comment there from my friend there. Listen, when when the opposition manager, let me see if I can I zoom in? I forgot. Y Scout's weird. You have to zoom out to zoom in on Y Scout. Let's go as big as I possibly can here. Every passing lane you could possibly conceive of being open, it was open in the second half. This is 69 minutes. At this point in the game, especially once Anthony comes off, we couldn't get out. You could do whatever you wanted to do to her. And I'll highlight something very, very quickly. And it's just to give Arteta his props, right? Just to highlight that duality in, there's literally, so I want to show you this here, right? This right here. See Wan-Bissaka, right? There is nothing, no matter what he does, he's in trouble. If he goes to Martinelli, he's in trouble. If he goes to Zinchenko, he's in trouble. If Anthony tucks in, they can switch it, draw Wan-Bissaka out, and Martinelli's going to attack the space between the two centre-backs. No matter what he does, he exposes his back four if he steps out, right? So when I talk about Ten Hag being outclassed in the second half, not first half, second half, this is what I'm referring to. And even if you paid attention to how easily, sorry, give me a second, because I don't want to get copyright strike. Like, damn, hold on. I don't want the copyright to go, because if it plays and the audio plays, we'll get taken off stream straight away. Like, just look at the space between these two. Like, there's no block. Against City, there was a block. You couldn't, Manchester City, their centre-backs couldn't just play through our front line like this. Look at Workhorst, look at Anthony. There's no front line block. We've got two players in midfield because Bruno's up here somewhere. If you look at my cursor, there's Eriksen. Eriksen's marking Odegaard. McTominay's on Xhaka. Even if McTominay comes into this space, Granit Xhaka comes free. Or Martinez has to step out to Granit Xhaka if he comes to receive the ball here. Like, the amount of options you had on the football, and I'll go back to it. That's why I start with this graphic. They could do whatever they wanted in that second half. When the opposition team can do anything they want to you, you're finished. And just to highlight for anyone that doubts what I mean, let me move it here. So they can kill us down the left-hand side. You can see how that's developing, right? They can get down the left. They're so superior and so dominant. They don't go down the left. They say, no, we want to go to Saka because Luke Shaw's having a shocker. That's how much control they have. They're choosing where they want to attack. And I think this is what you were talking about before, ago. I think he hits the post on this one, no? Yeah, that's the one that hit the
one you hit the post. Yeah.
And you can see the confusion. Look at the confusion with the 2-1-2, right? Eriksen don't look. Odegaard, look, he just spins out. Odegaard just spins out around the outside. Eriksen don't know what to do. That creates the space. This is primary school stuff.
And even there, even Saka, he got so much option.
So I'm going to rewind it again. Look at what Odegaard does to get away from Eriksen. This is primary school stuff. This is not elite. I'm sorry. In that second half, this is amateurish. This is shocking. Look. That's how he gets away. That's what creates the space. And again, if you look at our shape, look where McTominay is. So Eriksen is part of the back line. How Man United fans are defending it is shocking to me. Eriksen's part of the back line. This is what Casemiro was doing this against City, not Eriksen. So, listen, for me, you've got to give credit where credit is due. You've got to big up Mikel Arteta. He had 6 days to prepare. And whatever we said, okay, we'll do, like, you had a response for everything. Everything. You just got to hold your hands up. It's one game, you've got to hold your hands up and give. Just give Arteta and Arsenal their flowers. They weren't just a better team of better players. Their manager, his tactics were better on the day as well.
How many games do you guys have in hand, though? I'm confused. Because why did you guys play the Crystal Palace game? We had an Everton game. We didn't get to play it midweek.
They just screwed us over. I'll be real with you. They just screwed us over. I've had my brother Shad join the stream. He's an Arsenal fan as well. We will be switching at past, so another 10 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be switching to the Forrest game and I'll kick these Arsenal fans out of there.
Please, man, I'm sick of them already.
I'm just going to say this. When I'm hearing a lot of people saying the game was toe-to-toe. How ridiculous is that?
Like, can you guys hear me?
One second. So in the first half, it was. Let me just quickly do some comments.
No, but people are saying the 90 minutes were toe-to-toe. That's
one second ago. 1 sec. So Joseph, this is what I would say. I saw Alisson do that against Brighton, by the way. If De Gea catches that ball, he gets it, either tries to play out from the back, we lose the ball, or he kicks it long and we lose the ball, and we're under pressure again. And I think that was the 80th minute, NK, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was around that time. So,
was it? And it was 2-2 at that point. So their goal came 13 minutes later. So David De Gea, we need a new goalkeeper. I know that much. But that's not the reason we conceded the third goal. If your team, if you carry no counter-attack threat and you're pinned back for half an hour, that's a bigger problem than one moment where your goalkeeper is, David De Gea has been David De Gea. We all know that. He has that weakness, let's be honest. Too much distance between the defense and offense. Facts, we weren't compact. That's what I would have expected in a game like that. 4 White halftime sub made the difference in the second half. With White on a yellow, Saka would have been more cautious going forward, and we've had more of a threat. Arteta got spot on with that sub. That's what a guy was speaking to. Chad, or Shad rather.
Yo, how you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Lovely. Yeah, I had to go into the settings to change things a little bit. But yeah, how's things on? How's everyone doing?
Things are good. We didn't hold 5 like you DM'd me we would before.
I saw the Casemiro yellow card and I was licking my lips. I was thinking this is going to be a good game. I need an 8-2 revenge type thing, but unfortunately not. 3 is close to 5, so I'll take what I can get. You know what I mean? I'll take what I can get.
Question: were you surprised by how the first half went?
Yeah, completely, completely. Because even in the Old Trafford game, I felt like we dominated. You guys. Trying to articulate myself. Yeah, I feel like you guys control games in bursts, and it reminds me of early days Arteta, where you'd see some little spurts of goodness and control and what you want to see from your football club. But obviously, you need to extend that, and I saw that during the Old Trafford game. I think you guys controlled from like the minute 5 to about minute 25 or something. I think, from what I remember, it's a long time ago, but it felt like you guys were toe to toe for about a good 35 to 40 of that first half. So I was very, very surprised that it actually elevated my thinking of Arteta, of Ten Hag. I was thinking, okay, so this guy is a serious manager. I have such a high praise for Arteta, and what Ten Hag did in that first half kind of surprised me. I was thinking this guy was able to read what we were doing and create his own game plan, while also being able to create a plan in himself for you guys to attack. It was very left side heavy, in the sense that a lot of it was based off of Rashford, but you guys played very well in that first half. You really did surprise me. I was thinking, for that first half, I was thinking if I'm more scared of United as a title challenger than I am of City for that first half.
Yeah, no, that first half was definitely it was a good half from us, and I think that focused on the left, particularly because Anthony was actually important in that first half as well. He was driving inward, keeping the ball, initiating play to go that direction, because we don't overlap on the right hand side. It's no different than Jose and Oli. There's no penetration, even with now we've got a left-footed winger / playmaker, whatever you think Anthony is. Still don't penetrate down that side. In the second half, though, different game, no?
I think it was definitely a different game. A lot of it, I would echo what you've said in your Twitter post in regard to it was just as well in the game plan of Arteta and in how we played and how we set up, and also how you guys weren't at the level, if you understand what I mean. Mm-hmm. What I would find interesting would be, like, I hate giving people excuses. I hate giving teams excuses. How I'd love to hear what you would think about how much of that would you put down to the lack of prep and the lack of energy, if you feel me. I cannot, as much as I think we deserve that win and we were the better team, I can't remove the fact that you guys were absolutely shattered during that second half. Do you understand what I mean?
I'll let NK respond to that. What was your thoughts on that, NK?
Yeah, I think, what do you call it? With this, because our team in recently, we always kind of like play in patches anyway. But to be honest with you, with the second half, once we we came up in the first half anyway, Arsenal was getting into our box anyway. I just feel like it was easy for them to kind of like get into our box. So second half, when we came back there, I don't know what happened, to be honest with you, but it's like Arsenal got control of the ball. You know, they were moving us about. McTominay position at times by tracking Odegaard was getting drawn out of position. Saka too, and Shaw, he was having a joy too on that side too. And I think because of the way in which Euros were playing, we were kind of like dancing to Euros tunes, whereas you were moving us about so much that our what do you call it, our structure got distracted. There was no structure no more. We were coming deep and deep and deep. And even when we won the ball, we couldn't counter-attack Euros because we were all over the place. You know, we were all over the place. So in the second half, even when we scored a goal, that was a surprise to me when we got that goal, because I think that was one of the only moments in the second half where we actually kind of like put a play together, and when we got a corner as a result of that, scored a corner. But even then, I still didn't see how we were going to get a winner. So it was more to me about holding on for the draw, you know. But tactically, our manager didn't really kind of like react well to that. So in the end, Arsenal just ended up getting the goal that they deserve, really.
Well, if I was to ask you a question, I from when I saw the substitutions, I felt like I wouldn't go that far and say they gave up. I felt like you guys looked utterly confused, in a sense that like the players that, because I feel the game plan from the start till the substitution would have been close to accurate. You understand what I mean? It was a good tug of war. We were playing our game, but it felt like you guys still had an idea of, even though you weren't doing it particularly well, you guys still had a good idea of who to follow, who to mark, who to watch. But then I noticed when we brought Trossard in instead of Martinelli, you saw like a switch. So in that, if Daniel, you understand what I mean? I can't articulate it perfectly well. In that kind of fourth lane, that kind of inside forward type half space, if you understand what I mean, you saw Trossard moving inwards, and you saw Zinchenko playing almost as a touchline winger for certain parts, and you just saw Wan-Bissaka just look completely, utterly confused. What do you guys think of that, and how well, yeah, I'd like to see.
Well, the problem was, I highlighted in that previous segment before you got here, Chad, where the shape without the football was just, it was like, it's hard to even describe. It's really poor. Like a back five with Eriksen in it, because he's marking Odegaard, and then McTominay is by himself in midfield effectively. So as long as he marks, Xhaka will be like, okay, follow me, McTominay. He follows him, he's screwed. If he doesn't follow him, he's screwed. Like, it was, you know, like pick and roll in basketball. Like, it's like, okay, cool. You stop the pick and roll, we'll go for a free in the corner. Like,
let me just say this. I felt like as the game grew on, of course, when Trossard came in, the game changed. But even before then, I felt like you guys didn't really have any real chances. You didn't really push the ball forward. Even when you did push the ball forward and you had it in our end, it was quite easy for us to get it out of there. And you guys didn't really like pin us in or even try to take any opportunities in the final in the final 20 minutes of the game. The game was you guys were in draw mode at that point. And for us, it was literally just to try to continue to push for the win. And overall, on the run of the whole game, I wanted to get onto this before you kick us out. Did you feel like this was a toe-to-toe matchup? Because a lot of people were running with this agenda that it was a toe-to-toe matchup. It was a battering. Reality, it wasn't really a battering, even though the underlying numbers say it was. But at the same time, it was nowhere near close to toe-to-toe. Because if you look at the whole second half performance, we dominated that performance.
Yeah. So before NK takes that, NK, just so you know, yeah, this whole thing about that those on requotes are fake.
Okay.
That's how desperate Man United fans were.
Yeah, that was. I was. The thing with stuff like that is once it's out there, and that really pissed me off. Because I was thinking
they just wanted to find the silver lining.
Exactly.
One second, let me address this comment. We played with 10 men because McTominay was totally lost. He was totally lost on that pitch. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. Stuff like this. If you think one player is if you think McTominay, and this is why I create stuff like this for people like yourself. I'll be so blunt. I'll be so blunt. The way people lie to themselves because of an agenda against the player. One of the things that frustrates me most with football fans. You're probably doing this to trigger me, and it's worked. I'm gonna rise to it. If I can find the right window and share it. No, it's not there. Where is it? Yeah, that's the window I want. Let me go to that window. Share that. Hopefully it shares the right window. It hasn't, has it? No. Okay. Yeah, you're lucky I can't educate you right now because my YouTube skills are terrible. Nevertheless, yeah. No, I need to do this somehow. Give me a second. I'm gonna find a way. I will find a way somehow to do this. Chad, what did you think? Did you think second half? Do you think Casemiro changes that game?
I think Casemiro potentially tips it from a 3-2 to a 2-2, but I don't think it makes enough of a difference for you to. I don't think it makes enough of a difference where you guys would have felt you had a foothold in that second half. I'll be honest. I'll be very honest. I think it might have been the difference. It might have given you that a bit more organization, if that's how to look at it. Maybe a little bit more structure. But outside of that, bearing in mind that we had 25 shots in that game. Mm-hmm. You guys were solid defensively. I'd say at best it tips it from a win to a draw, which, to be fair, in a top four battle, that's the difference between. Well, you look at us last year. That's the difference between being fourth and being fifth. So that would be my thinking. At best, it's a 2-2 instead of a 3-2, personally.
And Igal, about whether it was close. Look, I always say this. It was like one of them ones where you have a boxing match, and because the guy didn't get knocked down and it went to the 12th round, people say, "Oh, it was a close fight." But reality, after the fight, you just know who was going to win the fight. That's how it was. It was a game where I think the scoreline, the way we played in the first half, made people feel that. But once you actually sit down and look at the overall game, it was not even close. Because second half, I think we were just literally hanging on. We were literally hanging on.
All right, so I'm gonna show you again for people who are blaming McTominay, yeah. And I'm not gonna do chess piece like the BBC and not account for the players on the ball reacting to any change I might suggest. So I pointed out before, no matter what Wan-Bissaka does, he is screwed. Because this shape is so bad, you've got two. Why am I seeing constellations like this is space? Are we in space or is this a football? Two Orion belts.
Sorry to interject.
Just so people understand, at the top left here, that's Luke Shaw, that's Ericsson. That's Ericsson deeper than McTominay.
Daniel, sorry to interject. Can you advise us to how you think? I'd be interested to know how you think Casemiro would have.
I'll tell you why he wouldn't have had any benefit. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Bruno's in the front four. This is like is this Ralph Rangnick 4-2-4? Front four. Anthony and Workhorst. This line being broken, what's this got to do with McTominay, who's marking Xhaka? Nothing. You can't blame McTominay for this front line shape being useless. You can't blame McTominay for that. When that ball goes to Martinelli, if you want to tell me McTominay should be here, then you need to remember the player on the ball's paying attention to where McTominay is. No matter what he does, he is screwed. If he comes here, what's to stop Granit Xhaka coming deep here and receiving the ball? And then maybe drawing Martinez out of position. So you can't blame one player for an entire team structure being crap. What is this here? This is the back three. Like I said, Wan-Bissaka. Is it McTominay's fault that Wan-Bissaka is caught between two players? Could we say Anthony tucks in? If Anthony tucks in, sorry,
God, that shape looks even worse when you put it like that. Jesus.
Look,
Jesus Christ.
I need that person to respond in the comment. How can you blame Scott McTominay for that? You can't. I don't see how you can.
So who's responsible for that team shape?
Oh, Eric Ten Hag's responsible. And Shad asked about Casemiro. If you look on my channel, go onto my channel, Casemiro versus Wolves, I highlight his positional intelligence. And in that video, he covers up for a team mistake. The difference between that video I did, Johnny, and this video here, Casemiro had to cover up for one passing lane being open. Just one. in what I showed you here, I don't think you. Sorry, guys, to be super nerdy, but I'm the devil in the details. After all, I have to live up to my name. I don't think Johnny didn't see this before.
I believe you showed where there was nearly a minimum of 4 passing lanes.
There we go, Johnny. Look at this.
Yeah, Casemiro doesn't do much.
How does Casemiro stop all of these passing lanes and potential?
It's impossible, isn't it?
Impossible. So when people use that if Casemiro played, he's one player. They've got the advantage everywhere on the football pitch.
But our players are just in clusters.
Like, listen, they were tired. We played. Listen, this is where I'm going to be fair to Ten Hag. We had 3 games in 7 days. Arsenal had 5 to 6 days to prepare for us. So we had less prep time and the players were tired. But that's why you're seeing such a horrible shape. And he wanted to play football. So if he dedicated more time to our shape without the ball, maybe we have a threat on the counter, but you don't see us keep the ball as well as we did in the first half. He picked his poison, and the poison that he picked is what led to that in the second half, in my opinion. A goal. I've kept you for longer than I wanted to. Any final closing statements you want to make before we let you go?
I think the result against Man City and you guys being at home, it gave you another level of confidence going into this game away from home that you guys thought you could be able to get the points. Or maybe it doesn't seep into the professionals, but at least the fans felt like you guys could have got it. And I just feel like, understand that you guys have done well. No fault, no insults to the fact that you guys lost, but you guys played well. And you know what? It is what it is. The better team won. It's just it's small margins.
It is small margins. And
it is, but don't get twisted. Like our mistake from De Gea and Wan-Bissaka literally gifted you into the game. Like, don't forget that.
So what is 25 shots to your 6 then, mate?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like we literally opened the fucking padlock and let you in.
We weren't gifted anything.
You wasn't gifted.
Reality is that we took control of that game and we left.
You took control of the game in the second half, yes.
And we weren't gifted anything. We took
so that mistake by De Gea and Wan-Bissaka, that wasn't a gift.
What was the mistake from Ramsdale then?
Speaking about
what was the mistake from Ramsdale?
The header,
and also the well-being shot.
We're talking about the header from Eddie Nketiah.
Because of that fucking stupid goalkeeper Wan-Bissaka, we conceded an unnecessary corner and then we conceded an unnecessary goal. That did not need to happen. Mistakes led to that. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't capitalize on that. You did capitalize on that. I'm not taking that away from you. But we invited that pressure on ourselves unnecessarily.
Okay, Johnny, just to counter that. So if you look at the second goal from Martinez, the guy's like 5'7".
Yeah.
One sec. If you look at what led up to that was a mistake from Ramsdale, and then the second one was Ramsdale's positioning. Should have been better. He should be saving a shot from that far out from Rashford. So if you can do, he should have done this and you should have done that. We can do the same thing. The
point I'm trying to make here is when you that changes the complexion of the game. I'm not even trying to gas me on. I know where
Johnny,
far away.
You're looking at it from one perspective.
I think Johnny.
Do you not agree that letting you in when we're in the momentum and we're letting you in like that, you do not agree that changes the complexion of the game?
Johnny, I think what you should take away from this analysis and the overarching result of the game is like outside of the scoreline is Arsenal. But I'm trying to come on more of an objective point of view. If you look at the game,
I'm trying to be objective.
No, I know. I understand that. If you look at the stats outside of the game, the shots that were had, the field tilt, like the threats that were inflicted between the two teams, it was a case of Arsenal were the better team. Whether you won 3-2, whether we won 3-2 or we won 1-0, if you were to replay this game time and time again, the result would have more than likely been, with more than 50% of the time, it would have been an Arsenal win. So irrespective of De Gea did this, De Gea did that, Casemiro did, McTominay did this, it doesn't matter.
It does matter though, because we literally let you into so when that game started, I don't care honestly. But when that game started, Arsenal didn't start the game the way I expected it to. I thought you were going to come at us. Other than that first attack in that first 2 minutes, after that, Arsenal sat off. You sat off us. And I was we sat off. We sat off because we understood the damage you can do on the counter. Exactly.
It's good game management.
So we got our respect.
if that's what you want, one second. if you want to look at it that way, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it from a boxing perspective. We let you tire yourselves out, and then at the end we just beat you.
There's no denying, Gal. I'm not going to sit here and cap and say you were the better team. You were the better. Like that second half, you absolutely annihilated us in terms of like you pulled us from pillar to post. I'm not going to sit here and be disingenuous and say you didn't. You absolutely did. All I'm saying is, the start of the game where we scored and we're in the ascendancy, we fucking made a catastrophic mistake and literally gifted you a goal into the game.
Johnny, let me put it this way: if a good manager identifies the strengths of their opponent and they make tweaks to nullify it.
Let it go.
But before I jump out, I'm going to say this: if we microanalyze every goal that's conceded in every game, you could blame your own players for it. But in the reality, 90% of the time, the opponent forces you into those mistakes.
No, we forced ourselves. That was just dumb, like stupidity. What we did. I'm not saying you did. Wait, 1 second, Gal. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and you pressed us and you capitalized. I'm not taking that away from you. You did your job. I'm saying we, as the defense, didn't do our job, and we fucking fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Excuse my language.
One second. The Eddie Nketiah header.
Hold on. Go ahead. That playing out, if you play out from the back, you're going to make mistakes. And it's something that people have to. Edison, you've been making mistakes for years. It will never stop. That will happen when you play out from the back. The second goal, listen, fair play to Arsenal. They found a way to get Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka at the back post. When I saw that live, I'm like, those two at the back post. Yeah, forget it. Why were they at the back post in the first place? That'd be my question, Johnny. You know they're both weak there. Wan-Bissaka in particular.
Yeah.
So that's not that particular mistake. That's not an accident. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka at the back. That's a good plan.
But Gal, I'm not taking that away from you.
I just want to make.
You got to give Arsenal credit. You got to give Arsenal
point.
No.
Eddie Nketiah was not picked up because he made a run from the outside in to behind the defender. If you make a run behind the defender had a choice to keep an eye on his man and the ball. He chose to ball watch. Eddie Nketiah noticed that. He made the run. At the end of the day, if you're going to, you can criticize the defender, but at the same time, it's on the striker to make the run. If Eddie Nketiah doesn't make that run, we don't get that goal. So at the same breath, you can criticize your defender, and you can also look at the attacker and be like, you know what? He capitalized by making sure he made the right run and was doing the right moves.
Just say one more thing, Gal. Like, given where you are in your journey with Arteta, and I'm not taking that away from Arteta, I think, listen, it sat me down because I thought it should have gone last season. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say otherwise. I have to hold it. Like I did say that, I said that, so I can be humble enough to admit I was wrong there, right? But you are, in my opinion, where you should be given your 3 years into your journey. Given where United are right now under Ten Hag,
let's not do this.
Come on. Let's not do this.
Come on. So okay,
wait,
Johnny. No. I appreciate it, Johnny. But like, if I was to say to you after we bottled fourth, as you said, even at the start of the season, even after our good start to the season, would you have said challenging for the titles where we should be?
No, I didn't expect us to be challenging this year. No, I'm not going to sit here and say.
No, but it's not where. But if you wouldn't have said it was where we should be. Arsenal fans wouldn't have said it is where we should be. It's a case of the manager and these players overachieving.
No, I'm not. Shannon, I think you're getting misunderstood. I'm not taking anything away from.
I think he's trying to make a compliment, but then it became an insult somehow.
It's I'm not trying to give no back.
One sec. We need to let it go, Golden. I want to move on from this Arsenal topic.
That'll keep it Gallium, man.
I don't buy this overachieving thing because I've never seen a team literally on merit play the best football, actually be the best team in the league, and we say they're overachieving. You're not overachieving.
This is who we are.
If you Arsenal are.
Yeah. At a certain point in the season, you don't say it's overachieving. 5 games in, 7 games in, you haven't played anybody. We beat Chelsea, we beat Tottenham home and away, we beat Liverpool.
But you know what, Gal? If you don't win the league now, you and Shad, you might as well deactivate your Twitter accounts if you don't win the league now.
But guys, look,
Johnny, you want to know something? That won't happen because at the end of the day, even if we don't win the league,
don't tempt fate. Don't tempt fate.
Listen to what I say. Even if we don't win the league, we have the youngest team in the league, and we're only getting better. So
no, you're not doing that. No, given the position you're in now, you have to win the league. No, you're not
guys,
doing that.
Guys, look.
You have to win the league.
This is where take the agenda aside.
That's not an agenda. That's not given the position you're in, the gap that you've got. If you don't win the league now,
no, but forget about the agenda and listen. That's
not an agenda.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Forget about this season. This Arsenal team is still the youngest team in the league and is only getting better.
I never said it wasn't.
Who's to say we don't build a dynasty from here?
I'm not saying you won't. I'm saying to you simply, given the insurance policy you've got right now, you better win that fucking league. Excuse my language.
I think
hold on. What's a dynasty? What dynasty are you building? What's a dynasty?
Don't worry about that, big man. Don't worry about that. This is the you're witnessing the Arteta era, man.
This is the beginning. Basketball terms. But I'm hoping that we can pull out a couple of leagues and maybe even a Champions League out of this.
Get the first one first.
Guys, look, the bottom line is whatever they're building, at the end of the day, Manchester United won head-to-head. That's the bottom line. We won.
This guy's been trying to get,
and that's all it is.
Oh my God!
That's all it is.
You're taking the aggregate scoreline,
and we're gonna end it on that.
You still weren't good enough to beat us in our own back.
All right, a goal.
Listen, Manchester United at their best and Manchester United at their worst. Coming to Old Trafford is always hard. I'm not going to disrespect that, but you guys know coming to Emirates, even in our banter era, you couldn't beat us.
All right, if you say so. Listen, a goal. Appreciate you. Shad, appreciate you as well. We're going to preview.
Big up, Shad, man.
Big up.
Cheers for the invite, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you jumping on short notice as well, Shad.
Cheers, man. Cheers, man.
Thank you. Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about Arsenal for that long. That's why I had to get rid of it.
When I get into it, man.
I'm going to try and get some lineups so we can play around with for like maybe 10, another 15, 20 minutes of the stream, because I didn't mean to do 45 minutes of Arsenal. In the meantime, though, somebody asked a question. Forgive me if I can't find the comment, but I do want to ask you guys about, Eriksen. Are you concerned about his use in the team? Do you think he's being overplayed?
I definitely think he's getting overplayed, but I mean the drop off from Eriksen to McTominay, Fred, technically, is quite steep. So I can understand why the manager wants to play him for his technical capabilities, but he's just becoming. He's in the sort of twilight of his career, really, and he's just becoming an old man. And given what happened to him at the Euros, I believe it was, obviously that tragic heart scare that he went through, you can understand why he's probably taking it a little bit easier now, and he doesn't have that stamina anymore. So I feel like the Ten Hag has got to find a balance between trying to get the best out of him, but not like make to the point where it becomes a detriment to the team. I feel like in terms of like defensive stability and sort of an engine, Fred can definitely come in for Eriksen. Maybe Eriksen plays the first half, and after the first half you take him off. But I do think he's overplaying him. I do.
NK, your thoughts?
Yeah. I think like that's Ten Hag favorite. I feel like that's Ten Hag favorite because at times, because even with Fred, for example, the game that against Arsenal, for example, look, on tactically with the way the game went, you could probably say, okay, Fred would have been a better suit in that team, But I don't know, for some reason, the manager like Eriksen in there because of what he brings to the team. In terms of like when we want to build up, he like him to be on the ball more, so he like him on the team. But I think he also needs to learn how to manage him because we've all seen it in games. He will have a good half, and after like 60th minute, he will just literally like gassed out of it. So I think he just needs to just find a way of using him in a good way. Learn when to use him, learn when to take him off and stuff like. He needs to manage him well because if not, I give it probably in like another month. I don't think we will even see him even having like even a good 45 minutes.
Johnny, I get your point, but are we getting the benefits of his playmaking when he's overplayed like this?
This is the point, right? Like, what I have a problem, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm going on the manager, but like the manager's not above criticism. That's not to say Ten Hag out, but he's not above criticism. When you can see that a player is gassing out, right? And he's been overrun Do you not have a duty to that player and to the rest of the team to mitigate that problem and take him out of the firing line?
Yeah. No, I agree. Listen, for me, I had to go back and look because it sort of escaped me at the time. But when we played Everton and Charlton, Johnny, FA Cup, League Cup back to back, knowing that we had those 3 games on the bounce, Eriksen played like 90 minutes in those 2 matches. He got 60 plus minutes in the Everton game. He came on with about 25 minutes plus to go in the Charlton game.
But then there's Anthony as well. I
don't know. Anthony's just come back from injury, so it's a little bit.
No, but what my point on Anthony, Daniel, is playing him every game, and I'm not saying he's been bad every game, but I wouldn't say he's pulled up trees. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. So from tonight, is he not forcing it a bit? I'm not saying Palestri is better or Palestri is ready to start games, but all I'm saying is, healthy competition's good, right? Rather than complacency setting. So if you're seeing Anthony, give a 4 or 5 out of 10 on a couple of games, why not give Palestri a chance? Just that might stick a cattle prod up Anthony's house and think, you know what, he's getting a start. I've got to do better. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear you. Ton is hair.
Hey, big up to you.
All gone, everyone, man. All gone, man.
We're just talking about overuse of Christian Eriksen in this team. Don't know if you heard what Johnny was saying there, but is it a concern for you as well?
It's been a concern since the start of the season. You can see it, man. He gasses out quick, and I remember I can't remember what game it was. He was talking about after a game how this is the most he's ever been asked from a manager to work. So look at his age and he's saying that. He's not no spring chicken. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and that's a player openly admitting that it is tiring, and it's the most work he's had to do in his career. So I feel like what we have to do is find a balance. We might have to drop him one game and play him next game, drop him one game, play him next game, keep him fresh like that. Especially with the issue we had, it's not like he's been playing football consistently for the last couple of years. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a scenario we can look at with him. I can't lie.
Do you know another thing as well? Tactically, that's not the only way to build play. Is through Eriksen. There has to be another way you can build play. Our best performance this season was against Tottenham. Eriksen weren't playing. Malacia is good in build-up. Wan-Bissaka's improved at least in evading people, even though I don't trust his passing. Do you want to see him use his fullbacks more, at least in the build-up, Tom? Because he just seems to manipulate them and use them as decoys or gets them doing the basic next to his centre-back. I don't see us create... He needs to move away from that 3-1. As much as I love that 3-1-6 and it looks pretty and symmetrical, we'd be better with a 3-2 with our fullbacks involved if Eriksen's not playing. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Rather than relying on him being that guy dropping all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. The fullbacks thing, I've noticed it from a long time ago, man. The way he was using the fullbacks, I said this in pre-season, it's like he went into the league and he just sort of scrapped it. I don't know, I wouldn't say scrap it, but put on hold for a minute. Do you know what I mean? It's like he was using the fullbacks because there was one game, if you remember, when Dalot and Malacia linked up to get a goal. And then like I said, the season started and I just, even when Shaw, it didn't matter who played, Shaw, Malacia, I wasn't seeing nothing coming from the fullbacks. So I was thinking, is that a tactical approach? And I remember asking you, and I brought up to Enke, I was like, is that a tactical approach?
I remember you saying I'm confused. They keep ignoring Malacia as an example.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. I was thinking, I don't know what, it must be a tactical thing because then I noticed when Shaw plays centre-back, he's playing the passes a bit more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it must be a tactical thing then. So yeah, man, definitely need to get the fullbacks involved way more, man. Way more.
Yeah, listen, we got a game tomorrow against Forrest, and let me share
Newcastle beat Southampton.
NK, what's your thoughts on the use of our fullbacks as well? I want to get your thoughts on that as well. Excuse me.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it was, as I said, what do you call it? It was a concern that we used to talk about even during preseason, because after the preseason, they were there. But I don't know what changed when we came back from preseason. All of a sudden, they were not getting involved more. Even with Dalot, for example, we talk about obviously how good he is involved in the build-up phases. But when we move forward attacking wise, so at times I never used to kind of like see him there, you know, with his like runs and stuff like that. It was a bit kind of like off too. With Shaw too is the same thing. When Shaw played, he played different to how Malacia kind of like plays. So, but then you talk about it, what do you call it? The build up too. I don't know, for some reason with Shaw, the one thing I've always said is that with his passing, he's not brave with his passing. So maybe that might be one of the reasons why he's not involved a lot in the build up kind of like phases too. But yeah, I don't know. With Tim Hag, it's a bit kind of like weird, man. With him, it's very hard to kind of like read him and know what he's gonna do at times.
Nah, I hear that still. Yo, in the comments, yeah, I'm gonna keep this real, Janet. Yeah, I'm such a nerd, yeah. See how we're talking about these things. There might come a day when I'm on a stream, yeah, because I'm such a nerd. I'm gonna whip out the tactics board, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna take out the tactics board and I'll talk about the tactics. We'll get them on a board like this here. Yeah, there's the 3, and there's this little 1-6 thing he's doing with Ericsson being that guy. What we're saying is, maybe, just maybe, you know, get your fullbacks involved. Yeah, like I'm missing the number 4. So if that's a Dallo or Wan-Bissaka, I don't know. Invert your fullbacks, create an overload of some kind. Do something that the other teams do.
With Malacia,
Daniel, you know, Ten Hag, Ten Hag is clearly an intelligent man. Yeah, he's not an idiot. I watched interviews with Steve McLaren and what other players have said when it was at Utrecht and Ajax, and he's obviously a very intelligent and astute man. So I fully expect him to have observed and recognised the problem that he's having within the team and to address it. I like the problems that he's speaking about now. To a certain degree, I expect him to alleviate them by end of season by, you know, maybe changing the formation or personnel. I know he can't change it like drastic because he doesn't have the profile of players to obviously play his system to its fullest potential. But if these problems that we're identifying, given how I believe in his IQ and intelligence that he is as a manager, and I do believe he's a top coach, I would expect him to tweak it to some degree to try and alleviate these problems, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but basically, this is what we're referring to. So the one in black, this is what he does a lot with this 3, the 1, and then 2 players wide. And the players wide can be anybody, because this could be 1 fullback. Malacia could be here. Malacia could even be here. Versus, he's not, what I've got in red, he doesn't do a lot, or he doesn't do enough. Or when he does do it, I've seen him do this. Have you seen him do this, Ton? And I've seen him do this, like literally 4-4-2 like this. I've seen him do that, Ton. What I've got in black there. And I'm like, and he'll have Ericsson just drop in here. And then if I get another man, in the Palace game as an example, did you know?
He was doing that. Remember from the start of the season, Ericsson was dropping in.
In the Palace game, so number 4 would be Ericsson. In the Palace game, the 6 and 8 was Bruno. So the opposition midfield was here. Ericsson was dropping deep, and they were being marked out of the game. I saw that happen in the Palace games. But yeah, that weren't planned. That was just quickly off the cuff. We're going to get into the. I want to pick our lineups in it for the for this game coming up tomorrow because.
Listen, Daniel, I'm up. I've got to get up at 2:00 in the morning for work, so I'm going to go because I've got like literally 3 hours sleep. I'm sorry I couldn't come on earlier, but I had to defend Pogba.
Do me your favour then, Johnny. Give me your midfield.
Did you just say you had to defend Pogba?
Yeah, man. I was in some fucking tripe, so you know me, Pogba and all that.
You're still defending Pogba, right? It's 2023, Johnny, man.
Do you know when I hear
certain
like
people,
the biggest load of garbage? I just can't ignore it.
Johnny, give me your midfield for the Forest game tomorrow, please. Before you go.
Forest. Who's available?
Everyone. League Cup first.
I would have. Honestly, against Forest, I'd probably have McTominay and Fred. I generally would. McTominay, Fred, and Bruno can run, you know, for years and years. So I'll probably go back to what Ollie did, like ironically.
Really?
Just for, like under Ten Hag. I fully expect McTominay and Fred to be able to deal with Forest. I feel like Ericsson needs a rest. He just needs to have the night off, go play PlayStation or whatever he's fucking doing. Excuse my language, and I'll keep swearing. I'm trying to not swear. I genuinely am trying to not swear. And just go back to McFred for this game. McFred surely can deal with Forest. So yeah, I won't complicate it. Just give Eriksen the night off, and just let him put Bruno in the 10. Just do that.
Okay, fair enough. Can't complain about that. If you've got to get off, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I have to. Big up to both. I'll catch you next space, guys. Love you both. Good night.
In a bit, Johnny, man.
Love Johnny, love the fact he just came through and started bombing on a goal straight away. Do you have any issues with that midfield, Tom? Would you go with this midfield? Bear in mind, by the way, I was going to get this up before as well. I'll get it on the same tab that this is on, actually. Have you seen our fixture list, Tom?
Sorry, my thing was lagging for a minute. I don't think he will go with that midfield, you know.
For real?
Yeah, man. The way I think like because it's 2 legs, I feel like he might go strong first leg.
Same.
I might be wrong, innit? I just feel like he's just gonna go strong first leg and then try to nip it in the bud that way, man. You know this guy, man. I don't like.
Same, man.
You know what? So obviously Casemiro's gonna play because he's back.
He didn't play, so in a way he got rested. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think Johnny probably overlooked that. Cool. So you're telling me what?
I think it might be a Bruno Cass Fred. You know.
Okay.
I might be wrong though, man, because this guy will just go
Eriksen Casemiro.
Yeah, no, I can't let. I have a funny feeling as well, man.
Oh, Eriksen.
I keep it real. I'm expecting Eriksen to play. I'll keep it.
I think we got Reading at the weekend, so I think that's the game that Eriksen will get rested. But I see him starting. I see him starting the strong lineup. The only player that I see maybe getting rested is maybe Rashford. But apart from that, I expect maybe Rashford and Varane too might get rested. But apart from that, Malacia too might come in too. I see him making like 3 changes, you know, max maybe 4. That's it.
Yeah, this is our fixtures, isn't it? That is nasty. Like, this is not nice. Tomorrow, Forrest, then Reading, then Forrest again, then Palace 3 days later. Then we got 4 days to the Leeds game, then 4 days to Leeds again, then 4 days to the Barcelona game, then 3 days to the Leicester game, 4 days, then 3 days. So 4 days all the way up until the 26th of Feb. There's a bit of, obviously it's 2 days in Feb's 28th, isn't it? So what, a little bit of rest before Liverpool?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I heard is that one of the Leeds game might not happen if Leeds draw in the FA Cup.
Okay.
So,
but this is why when I go to this, like if I see this tomorrow, I'm just like, all right, cool. You're gonna play him until he gets injured. Fine. Like, you know, I already thought this. Like, this is when I will know for 100% he will run Eriksen into the ground, is if he plays him tomorrow. Like, because I'm already 99.9% there. I'm just holding on to that 0.1% where I'm like, he's gonna see sense and give him a rest. It's Forrest. What? I think we're away though, isn't it?
Yeah, we are away from home. I don't.
But come on, Casemiro, Fred. At least if you play Casemiro and Fred, because this is the team I would play. If you play Casemiro and Fred, you're not gonna be overrunning midfield, especially with Bruno. With these 3, you're gonna win more battles than you lose. And based on the games I've seen recently, winning battles is important for us to get control, because we don't control it with our brains and with getting our foot on the ball.
Do you know what? You see when you just said that, I feel like he knows that, and that's why he might play Eriksen, because he's like, where's the creativity going to come from? Do you get what I'm trying to say? I might be wrong in it, but that's how he seems to think. I don't know why. Because I remember him talking about it. Eriksen can create and score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a weird one, man. I will go with that. I can't lie. I will go with that midfield.
This is the midfield I want to see, because I know we can actually control the game by winning the football back as much as possible. That's another way to do it. Left back, are we going to see
Malacia? I'm going with Malacia.
Malacia definitely starts.
I'm saying to Malacia, look, whatever you do this game determines if you start now. That's what I would say to him, like, literally. I'll put pressure on him like that. Like, after my man's performance last game, I'll put pressure on him like that, man.
What, right, left back spot? If you perform today, it's yours.
Yeah, man. Bring me that intensity, man. Bro, do you know what? I keep it 100, man. That back four that we had here, Malacia, Varane, Martinez, and Dalot. One thing that what I liked about it, for me, I don't care about all playing was passion desire. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Innit? Yeah, when I was watching it, I'm like, yeah, get in. You know what I mean? That's what I liked about it, man.
The man did the high fives after the tackle and all of that.
Yeah, man. Well, we've gone away from that. Real talk, we've gone away from that. That spirit that we had at the back, we've gone away from that. Like, that's what I liked about it, man.
Yeah, no,
we need to bring that back.
I need a break from Luke Shaw, innit?
Now I know, yeah. Hey, Devils, now I know. See, I knew it. You see, the way you don't like the law, I said it. There had to be a moment. And when you explain it to me, now I get it. You have them moments where players are like, yeah, that's it now. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, Dalot, funny enough, I think, where did Dan Juma go today? Was it Everton? Who hijacked it? Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah, I think we went Spurs. We were on loan. We went Spurs.
Way Dan Juma, it's been my first game at Old Trafford in a long time. Yeah, I'm on that side, so Bobby Charlton understand. And the way Dan Juma was cooking Dalot from standing position and all that, I'm just like, I hate this guy. I'm like, how are you getting done from a standing position by Dan Juma? From a standing position? Nah, I don't want to hear anything, man. This guy's garbage. But no, Dalot's proved me wrong. He's actually been one of our best players this season. Centre back wise, you know what? Let me put the Sandro in there because he needs to keep building up in it. His level.
Yeah, he needs to build up again. And Tuesday he's moving like a warrior again. I don't know, Varane.
Varane getting rested.
Nah, man, let's get good old Harry.
Let's get good old Harry. Varane ain't getting rested, man.
Are you gonna put good old Harry back in? Get the captain back in? You're telling me?
I don't think.
I'll put my boy back in there.
What game was it? I said it the other day on a speak. There was a game, we had back-to-back games. It was early on in the season. Everyone thought he was going to rest. But then I think we had a game on a Thursday. No, it was a Thursday. I think it was a Thursday game. And then it was like a Sunday game. I might be wrong. And then he played the same starting 11. That's when I crossed.
That was when we had a...
This man is
playing midweek.
This man's on crud. That's when I was like, this man, he don't care. If he takes the game serious, he's starting 11 back to back. He don't care.
We go back to that Everton lineup because this lineup was interesting. Okay, because Dalot was fit. Had Malacia and Shaw in it, Eriksen, Casemiro. Okay, that was full strength. I'm trying to think, when was the last time he played Maguire? Because even that surprised me when he did it.
It was in the cup game.
Cup game.
Was it Charlton?
I think Burnley. Charlton and Burnley, I think.
Yeah, I think most recently it was them. Obviously,
he's getting cup games right now. He's getting cup games, boy.
Listen, what Ten Hag told him. Yeah, if you're happy being a bench player, you can stay, man. No problem.
Bro, them man there, Linda, and him. I think them man are gone in somewhere.
Yeah, Lindelof and Maguire finished. And
them man went straight down the pecking order. Like,
Timber is going to be our first signing this summer. You're gonna see the 5'5" centre backs.
Bro, have you seen where Ajax is probably not gonna make Champions League? I'll be real. So do you know what I mean? That's.
They're fourth, innit? Is it top to make Champions League from the Dutch league?
I think it's
it's the top one. Right? Yeah, the first and second. No, actually, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's just the first, right? I'm not getting mad.
No. Even if they win it, it's a playoff to get into the group stages.
Oh no, the second one is a playoff team.
Okay, so it's only 2 spots. They got 2 spots.
Yeah, 2 spots.
Okay,
I'm pretty 2 spots.
That's sticky for them. I want to get into. Yeah, man. What are we saying? Man, like Weggy, your boy, Weggy.
Bro, I think Weggie's done well. I don't understand why people are getting on his neck because he doesn't look like Martial, and he's not coming
that's
deep.
Exactly. You know what it is? He's more ugly on the ball than Maguire is. The way he runs, because he's trying to move. He looks horrible. He looks horrible. But
you know what? He does the striker role.
In that first half, his hold-up play was A1. I don't know what people were complaining about. Every time he got the ball, he held it up.
Bro, do you know what's F, yeah? Do
And it bounces off you more. So what?
One of the goals, I can't remember which goal it was because of his movement again. Like as a striker, you want your striker to move the defenders and open space. I don't understand. He's doing all the. I swear, Dan. If people actually just what as a striker, he's doing the right.
The problem is he's not dynamic. He's not quick. He's not skillful. He would encourage that we play football because he pops it back into midfield. I don't think we're that type of team, but that happened against Arsenal, against the Forest. Excuse me, a Reading, a mid-table team. It's a different conversation, isn't it? It's just against Arsenal. I don't know why we're trying to hold the football. We're not going to break them down. What are your thoughts, NK? You happy with Workhorse being in there tomorrow?
Yeah. I think because he's new to the team, he needs to play, get used to them. So I think he will start. We don't have no one to start anyway because what do you call it? One of the players seems to be in the medical room all the time than be on the pitch. So
I was totally complaining again.
Who?
Complaints. Yeah, he has complaints.
Who? Martial?
Mm.
Oh, who knows, man? Who knows, man? We can't rely on him no more, man. The thing about him for all season, we just never know when he's going to be available and when he's not. But I think the manager said the players that didn't play, that was unavailable, are not going to be are not going to be available, maybe except for Casemiro. So okay. Martial's not going to be there.
Yeah, I know.
But don't you think it's interesting that he said Sancho's not going to be there as well? Like, I think that's interesting.
It's not interesting. It's the same old. What's interesting?
Right. No, because man's not injured. Man's not. Why ain't he part of the squad? Man was like, when he got asked the question, he was like, nope. He was like, nope.
Yeah, he because
he's been training with the first team, but he's part of the squad.
Yeah, bro.
But like 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now.
And you know what's mad? The only reason why he's not fit to play is because you sent him to Neverland. You can't convince me. You can't convince me. Martial hasn't been fit in months, but Martial's playing football.
Bro.
Martial, that body is a different body to the Martial we've had in the Man United shirt before. He's not as quick as he used to be. Looks slow. Looks like he's thinking about every movement, even every step. Looks leggy. That's not Martial. Doesn't look dynamic. Blatantly been carrying injuries. Can't get away with it no more. But he's been playing. Sancho, he had an illness. Okay, cool. Tonsillitis 2 years running. Sure. Exactly when his form dips, he gets tonsillitis again. Cool. My brother, that was in October. That was October 18th or something like that. No, tell a lie. Benched after Chelsea 2 games. 1st of November that was. Whenever that was. First week of November. Cool. He's only not fit because he ain't been playing football. So, for me, he better be in that squad for Reading because we need him as soon as possible. Like, funny enough, I want to see him back. I want to see him challenge for that right wing. Talk to me about Anthony and how you guys feel about the favoritism towards him and just how you guys think he's developing in this team.
I don't think that. Do you know what? Yeah, it's hard to say there's favoritism because at the moment, he's subbing him a lot. And Anthony, you can tell he wasn't happy when he didn't look happy when he was coming off the other day. To me, he did not look happy. So it's like, and then what game was it? He dropped him. Man City game. He didn't start him.
Man City game. He dropped him there.
But that was tactical, and I don't think he was fit enough. It's the same reason why I think Lissandro didn't play because you could see in the Charlton game, it was like, if he got minutes against Everton, maybe he'd be fit, but he's clearly not.
No, man, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a favourite. I don't see it with him. He has been. That's what I'm saying. In and out of the team, man. He's not starting him week in, week out, and do you know what I mean? He's taking him a lot.
Question. Shout out United Tunnel. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Get the likes up. How many likes will we get? There's only been on average 15 people watching, but make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. And I'll put this in again. This stream was supposed to be on FMT. That's a new platform for us. If you scroll to the top of the chat, the first comment, that's the link there. Football Magic Talks, Ton, NK, United Tunnel, Suyash. Familiar names if you follow us on Twitter. That's the platform that we're going to be doing together and promoting. And that's where this preview and review is supposed to be. So next week, maybe even on the weekend, it's going to be there, not here. So scroll to the top of the page. I'll try and copy it in again, actually. Or I don't know if NK or Ton can copy and paste it into the into the comments. But yeah, make sure you're following our Football Master Talks, please, because this is where the stream is going to be from now on when we're doing previews and reviews. So then, are you confident we might actually see a winger other than Anthony get an opportunity on the right?
Personally, I don't think so.
Man.
Why is it hard?
I just feel like the way Anthony's playing, with the lack of confidence, the manager kind of like give him every opportunity to gain that kind of like confidence back. And also, so and the thing is, if he doesn't play, the only one that I see playing there is Pellistri, and you don't want to put Pellistri starting in a big game like that, you know, because it's a right now.
NK, Ten Hag ain't playing Pellistri. This is what
no, he's not playing. That's what I say. He's not playing.
No,
so
what game did was it? I swear it was Tottenham. This Lewis guy for City from the academy just pops in out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you guys watched that?
Yeah, the Lewis guy. Yeah, I don't. I
so then you're telling me, like Pep can do that in a big game against Tottenham. Got to get the points. He can do that. 18 likes. I'm looking now. Yo, shout out to the people. Then I see 18 likes on the stream. Appreciate that. Yeah, what you're telling me we can't get Pellistri on the right wing and give him the first half? No.
Do you know what? I would actually do that, but it's just I just don't see him play, man. The way Ten Hag spoke that time about giving that front four rhythm, and you know what I mean, he will play. And then even when he talk about goal scorers, and he mentioned Rashford can score, Bruno can score, Anthony can score goals. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's trying to get them man firing somehow. But the problem, I don't know, man. It's a weird one, man.
Imagine working with those young men next to him. Imagine that. Trying to actually create for him, get the ball into the box for him. Imagine that.
Do you know another thing, Devils, our clocks we've gone away from, yeah? I wouldn't say gone away from it. I just feel like Ten Hag knows he can't do it. Is what he's done at Ajax, and what he was trying to do in preseason. Another thing, you know, like spread the ball across. So, like, remember that training interview thing when he said to Sancho, if it's not on, do you know what I mean? Go across.
No, again. But we need Anthony for that.
No. I agree, but I'm saying it's not even been happening that much.
It's like doing that much as well. So post the World Cup, I noticed this. Yo, Drill, you're in the stream, by the way, my brother. Just unmute when you're ready. Post the World Cup, did you notice when we build up the play? Actually, just occurred to me, he'd switch the play with fullback to fullback across the pitch.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that. But no, what I'm trying to say, see, like in the final third.
No, but I know what you're talking about. Working it across.
Working it, trying to move them, trying to. We're not. You know, like everything's trying to be so rushed and hurried, but then it's like, is that a Ten Hag thing or is that the players? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's hard sometimes.
People who don't know what we're talking about, yeah, this is what Ton is referring to. I'm gonna start doing this on the regular, you know. Ton is talking about, yeah. Let me just make this a little bit competitive in it. I ain't gonna do 10 Hag shape against Arsenal. I'm gonna make this a little bit decent in it. There's 2 8s in it. Don't worry about that. Ton's talking about working the ball across like this. That's what he's referring to. So if you think back to the goal we scored against, I want to say Leicester. The goal against Leicester. The goal against Arsenal, Anthony's goal. The goal against Southampton to a lesser extent. There's another game that I'm missing when we worked it in that way. It's escaped me now. But even against Chelsea, we kept working the ball central from Anthony. Kept feeding it in consistently. But that's just, Anthony ain't been playing. And then on the right, Rashford's either been shooting or overloaded or going backwards. Rashford don't, if you notice, with Anthony actually, we can actually play between the lines quickly in the way that you want. If we get the ball to him quickly, with Rashford, we never feed it. We never feed it through the opposition to the right. That don't happen when Rashford gets the ball. It's just not going to happen with him, innit? Let me get this lineup back up, though. I've stopped sharing it. I've got bare windows open, so I'm mad confused. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, Drill, are you there? You're on mute, by the way. I don't want to unmute you in case you're having a private combo or something. But we got the lineup there. I'll be honest, this is the lineup I want to see tomorrow. I'm tempted to.
I'm here, but
I'll keep him in.
I'm not in yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is man. It's the lineup I want to see. In the comments, let me know, innit? Let me know in the comments what lineup you guys want to see.
Wait, does anyone know what injury Dallow's got? By any chance?
Yeah, he's injured, is he?
Yeah, but what injury he's got?
He's probably ill, innit?
I have no idea, man.
What?
Oh, shit.
Let me check.
I said he's probably ill, you know.
Yeah, he's probably got it. Because listen, something happened to the Portuguese man. What happened to what's his name? Cancelo. Might be mad after the World Cup. Okay. So.
Ooh, do you reckon he could bring a surprise? He might throw Kobe in there.
Right now, there's no official listing on Transfer Market, which normally has it immediately for Dallow's injury. So I don't know what he's got.
See, I told you, man. It's a strange one.
But he got injured in the game. Everton, no?
Yeah, he did.
No, but he's been carrying an injury, and then they took him off one game for precaution, and then he came off again, a different game. I remember.
I feel like he got injured. If I can't go on my phone right now, but if I went on SofaScore, I remember looking the other day because I forgot he had that injury label on him against Everton.
Yeah, and then he got taken off.
Was that the game he took off for a precaution? Was that the game?
Yeah. That was the game. That got it was the FA Cup game, wasn't it? Yeah, the FA Cup game.
Yeah.
That's when he got taken off.
Shout out to Ray, man. That's why I sent you a link, Ray. If it's the same Ray.
He's got grain problems, yeah. Oh, yeah, but that he got past them things. Those injury issues, he got past those things, man.
Shout out to Shubs, man. Suffering from Ronaldo heartbreak. You know?
Hey, listen. You know what? Yeah, I would actually. Do you know what I would do? I would actually go with Rashford up front. You know, Garnacho, Rashford. Yeah.
I was gonna bring this up here. On the low, now he's got an actual striker. You think we're going to see the end of this experiment of Rashford as a striker? Now, I'm telling you now, yeah, it won't surprise me if Workhorse starts every game from now to the end of the season. I'm going to keep it so real with you.
No, I swear, brother. I was saying this. I was like, you know, we were saying this in the GC. Workhorse coming to start, man. Workhorse is here now. Like, he's here. This is it. This is it now, man.
I don't think he's coming. I don't think Ten Hag's going to play him if he's fit. I just see it happening.
Yeah, man. I agree with you.
Unless Martial can actually be healthy and not complain like Ten Hag says. Not me, Ten Hag saying that. Brian, what's good? Let us know what you think of the lineup, Brian. Let us know who you'd have in the team. Yeah, listen, I'd love to see Mark. Listen, that front three, that's what I wanted to see against Arsenal. Not Palestri. I wanted Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho. Yeah. That's what I wanted. Because I'm imagining Anthony cut in and held the ball the way I thought. You give it to Garnacho, let him drive it, man, and see what Rashford does with his movement. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, I knew that was you. On your burner, Ray 2, yeah? What happened to Ray 1? That's what I'm wondering. But yeah, no, I'd love to see Marcus Rashford up front. I'd love to see him up front. And then moving ahead to the Reading game, I just want to do a lineup for that game, yeah? Man think I'm joking, innit? Like, yeah, you might wait there, innit? Let me see what I can do with this.
Do you know what? Yeah, I can't lie, man. I think Ten Hag needs to go to the lab and he needs to do something. With a target man, you can't really have like a Rashford out wide.
Who's our second choice goalkeeper? What's his name again? The new one. Butland. That's it.
Butland.
Is it Hennessy?
Oh, Butland. I thought Buck. Okay.
Yeah, Butland. That's it. Butland. Yeah, that's it.
Man like Jack still plays for Palace according to this website. You need to get a picture for Garnacho. Yeah, man, think I'm playing around. Yeah, see this lineup here. This is my lineup for Reading, innit? Like I've got you. Man, will see what I'm trying to do in it.
I feel Lindelof will start that game.
Man, think I'm playing in it. Yeah, this is my team. On the back four.
But the problem is if Rashford don't play against Forrest tomorrow, that means he's potentially going to have almost like a week off. Because then I don't see him playing the Reading game at all. I really don't see him playing the Reading game at all.
I think he'll play. I wouldn't even play Bruno against Reading, but we actually don't have any bodies. So, then I'd keep this lineup. Yeah, I'd keep the front line the same. That's my team for Reading. And if I could avoid playing Bruno, I would.
Wait, is Reading our next game, innit? Afterwards, yeah?
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, now you said that, he's going to go with the heavy hitters this game and then rest everyone the next game, yeah.
No, but I want a proper rest. I don't leave Lissandro in and play Maguire. No, go Lindelof and Maguire. Bring in Brandon Williams. I don't care.
Right. Yeah. But I think the Reading game, I think he might give Kobe a chance, you know.
Okay, yeah, instead of Bruno, that's what. See, I wanted a way to get Bruno. How do you spell his name though? Manu, innit?
But he better not try to convert Kobe into some 10. He's not a 10. What are you doing, big man?
Oh yeah, he did play him as a 10 in the
he played him as a 10 that game.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, but he was lost though.
No, but I knew he was going to do that because he probably don't want his inexperience in the central. Do you know what I mean? I had a feeling, I said it before the game, that he might do that.
Is that why Zidane's not playing?
Yeah, I feel like it's just the inexperience. He's not trying to like put them into the madness.
But in the preseason game that he played, he didn't use him like that at all in the preseason games at all.
No, I know, but it's like throwing him in the deep end, like how he wants them to play in the Premier League is different. And that's how he's probably seen it.
Yeah, no, I'd put Kobe in, but they haven't got him on here, innit? For some reason. I'm sure it's like. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'm spelling his name right, but yeah, they ain't got him in it.
Well, I've wanted Kobe. Well, Zidane. I wanted Zidane to get his chance, and then I want Kobe. I want them man to get their chance. I can't lie. I like them man.
Yeah, but the way he skipped over,
Zidane.
Yeah, the way he skipped over was, he's not either. But
no, but it's not. It wasn't rocket science. I was saying it. When you see them both play, you can see who's the more stand out. Do you know what I'm saying? Player, it's a weird one, but you could see it like. And obviously, I think you mentioned it as well. Kobe's obviously at a different age where he can mold him a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that. He didn't understand why Zidane hadn't been part of the first team already. Well, I'm like, well, he might have been. He was 16 2 years ago. That's why.
Who started the you say the game against Charlton? Was it McFred that played the Charlton game? I don't think it wasn't them, was it? It was Kobe and who played the Charlton game in midfield?
Fred and Cass. Did Cass play?
Cass came on as a
I think it was it was their man, because we were saying Kobe should have been playing with the other man. Then. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it was Scott and Fred, man.
Was it McFred and Kobe?
Yeah, it was Scott.
Yeah, because he took Fred off, and that's when Fred was playing against City.
Yeah, it was Scott.
And McTominay was the worst player on the pitch that day. Yeah.
So I think he will do the same again then against the Reading. Then I'm feeling, but then that's we are.
There's no Donny no more. Too. There's no Donny no more in it, so don't forget.
Yeah.
What was the Donny game? Everton when he played last, I think it was.
Everton. Yeah.
Do you know what's weird? He started that game off well. That guy got some.
So you know what happened, NK? Dallo found his way into the Charlton game as well. That's what I mean about Ten Hag at times. So he came off against Everton, and he started the Charlton game. Anyway.
I told you. That's what I'm saying. He had a niggle. That's what I'm saying. I said that. I said he had an issue.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah. At least Garnacho played, innit? So we might not see Garnacho tomorrow, but hopefully we'll see him. We'll definitely see him against Reading, but I want to see him tomorrow, though. Give Rashford a rest, man. If you look, whatever his 11 is, just take one man out. Eriksen, cool. If you play Rashford but take out Eriksen, I'll be cool, innit? I won't complain too much. But if they both play, this is when injuries start happening, innit? Because it reminds me, not 1920 under Oli, when the squad was worse than this one, by the way. That squad was garbage. Absolute garbage. That squad came nightmares. Remember Lingard, Mata, and Pereira rotating between right wing and 10. Those three, terrible. Remember that game? Was it Wolves in the cup or somebody? Rashford had a back injury, comes off the bench, gets injured.
Shit, I forgot about Brandon Williams. You know.
Yeah, that was against Wolves. That was against Wolves. He got that injury. I remember
the back injury when he already had it.
Yeah, that was against Wolves. Yeah.
Blatantly was going to happen. I just don't want anything to happen to Eriksen because we'll need him come towards the end of the season. In the comments, man, let us know what you think of the lineup. Let me get back to the right. It's been a while since I've done a stream. Yo, Drill, I think you joined too late. You know, I'm about to wrap up. In the comments,
that lot got a niggle. He got a groin injury. He was stretching it out before he walked off the pitch.
Who, Dalot?
Yeah. You know that lot's a thick set as well, innit? Like he's got thick legs, so it's gonna take a while, innit?
But didn't he have an injury, Joe? From the World Cup though. When he came back, he had something.
Yeah, he tried to play, and then it was like similar to Rashford's, isn't it? Like he went start stretching his legs, and when he was walking off, he pointed to his abductor to Ten Hag, and then Ten Hag's like, alright, cool. And I think the reason why we don't do that switch from right back to left back because Wan-Bissaka ain't capable to do that. Like the lot does that one time.
Yeah.
And even that switch, I know it's Odegaard done it against us. It was so quick, bang, and it just messed up our shape. So
yeah, you know what? Dave Blue's right. You know, I've heard about Dalot having a hamstring injury. Like, I'm sure I saw that in the Manchester Evening News that it's a hamstring injury that Dalot has. I could be wrong.
Oh shit! You know what I'm gonna do when I get off this stream is listen to part 2 of Ten Hag's press conference. I'm about to
part 2. Isn't it embargoed one, Mr. T?
This guy.
Yeah, that part, man.
Is that on YouTube or is that on MUTV?
No, it's on. It will be on MUTV. But obviously, we don't have MUTV. I can send you a link where you can watch it.
No, I got MUTV, so I got watch it. So I know
you support Glazers
talking about the Reading game.
Yeah, Glazers in. Yeah.
Talking about the Reading game, should we not expect Sancho for the Reading game at all? Because I feel like that would be the best. If he's there training or doing whatever it is that they say he's doing, the Reading game to me is the perfect opportunity to bring him in. And if I don't see him there, then look.
Sancho. You know what's weird is when he got asked about Sancho, he brushed it off, and then he was like, "Well, the same people that wasn't available for the last game, they're not going to be available for this game." I was like,
he does it. Look,
but them man were injured.
I know he does it a lot.
Some of them are not available, are injured. Sancho's not injured, so why are you putting him with him? Man?
Ten Hag done it a lot, man. When he want to deflect from a player, when you ask him about that player, he would then go ahead and then talk about someone else. You know, he does it all the time. Anytime they ask him about, Garnacho done was like, but Anthony De Santos to score the goal too. I'm thinking they didn't ask you about him. They asked you about someone else too. So he always like to deflect sometimes.
He done that with Ronaldo, innit? When Ronaldo left the stadium, but it wasn't just him. It was other people as well.
Yeah.
Fact. Listen, people, you can see what's on the screen there. Football, Mazza, Talks, Trill, Ton, NK, myself, Shubs. Shout out United Tunnel, shout out Voice of Reason, Suyash, everybody involved. I'm gonna put the link in chat again. Get over, to Football Mazza Talks. What I'm gonna try to do real quick. This is what we've got on there right now. We've got the Football Mazza Diary series. So when we can't link up and do a stream, we literally just come together and we'll give our thoughts on the game. What I'm scrolling through here. We picked our favourite goal scored in 2022, the first half of the season under Ten Hag. Yeah, so if you guys get involved, get in the comments, let us know the goal that you guys want to see. I don't know how this didn't get copyrighted, you know. I think I'm just on the limit with that one. That's why I'm pausing it on the stream. Because that might keep an eye on that one. That might get taken down, I'm not going to lie. You can see the picks that we got here. We got Anthony's goal, Tom with the expert analysis, final third overloads. This is what he's referring to, by the way. If you remember this goal, when it comes to Bruno, it gets work from left to right. We ain't really seen this in a long time.
Yeah, man.
But that was one of our favourite goals. I think NK, you picked the Liverpool goal, didn't you, NK?
Yeah, I did pick the Liverpool goal.
Yeah, this is your pick. Yeah, you picked that Liverpool goal.
Is that the one where Sancho was dancing, yeah?
Yeah.
My favourite thing about this goal is when Bruno's pointing. Like Bruno points at everything. I think it's nothing Bruno won't point at or be aware of. Like, just tell him,
like, hurry up! What are you doing? Hurry up, man!
You just there pointing. Suyash picked the same goal. No, United Tunnel's pick was interesting. He picked the Casemiro header. He picked this one. Yeah, that was a big goal.
Was that Everton?
Yeah, no, Chelsea, man. Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea.
For the draw. That was a big goal. Big goal. Shout out to United Tunnel on screen there. Listen, I need to go get a munch late night, innit? Need to go get some food. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, if you're watching this after the stream is done, look in the comments. I'll put it in actually the comments when this video is finished. Go sign up and go look at Football Mazza Talks. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, because these previews and reviews, we're going to do it on that platform. Couldn't do it on the platform today, but yeah, maybe on the weekend and definitely from next week moving forward. That's where you're going to see the man them linking up in it. If you might want to sign off, appreciate you, Ton. Appreciate you, NK. Drew, I know you joined late, but I appreciate you joining anyway.
Now, you know what, Drew? I did message you, but big up your son's birthday and that. You know what I mean? That's why Drew's probably.
I know the whole.
Oh, your son's birthday today.
Yeah. But Drew loves talking about football so much. He came in it.
I had to. No, it is. Yeah, my day started at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, little man got up, and yeah, it's just been up and down, up and down. I literally sat down. I had to pop in. I had to go and get gas. Yeah, there's gonna look gas. I'm coming back. I'm actually sitting down now, and I'm just gonna play some Football Manager, go on Spaces, and just watch some people.
Yeah, nice.
Mr. T, you see my tweet? You see my tweet, Mr. T?
Yo,
you see my tweet?
Do me a favour. Can you recreate Ten Hag's tactics against Arsenal? So put Rashford left forward, not left wing, left forward, and just put him on attack mode, and put Eriksen on defensive mode.
But you know it is though. You know the game, yeah. You can get some tactics that like OP in it. So there's a tactic where you got like 3 forwards, yeah, and like 2 attacking midfielders, and like 1 centre midfielder, and it's just OP. You just score like 6 goals a game, but you concede like 2 or 3, but it's just OP. So you got to be careful in certain situations out of the game. I'm just gonna play now. I got Liverpool up in it, but
make sure you put Luke Shaw. What settings would you put on Football Manager?
Luke Shaw's not in my team. Luke Shaw ain't in my team. I said Luke Shaw ain't in my team.
You know, FIFA, stay back while attacking. Yeah,
he ain't in my team. I said Luke Shaw, he ain't in my team. No, I stay in my team.
Back off all the time.
That man not in my team. I'm going to bear man, bro. Marshall's not in my team. Bro, I shot bear man, bro.
But yeah, listen, I need to go. Yes, I need to get a munch. Yeah, I'm from that era. Yeah, I need to go get a munch. Not because I got the munchies, but I need to go eat in it. Again, shout out to you, man. Like I said, I'm gonna share it one more time. Yeah, Football Mazza Talks is right there in the comments. Go and like, subscribe, follow the channel, notification bell, and keep up to date with what we're doing. Ton, appreciate you, Drew. Appreciate you. I'm gonna sign off now, innit? Peace.
Yeah.